Hello and welcome to another episode of What's Inside. Today we're looking at another Diskwars starter army set. This is for the Knights of Falladir, or as I call it, the blue box. Let's see what's inside here. Last time we opened the Uthuluk Yalan, or something like that. These are made by Fantasy Flight, and they did come out in 1999. There was a revised version of the game, but I think these are all interchangeable as far as the cards go, or the tokens rather. There is currently a Diskwars Warhammer out. I have not had a chance to play that one, but it looks really good. Looks very similar to this. Alright, inside here we have several flats. We've got our usual tokens, wounds, arrows, fireball, spells, that sort of thing. There's the home base field that you got to protect, and it's the same image on both sides. And here we have heavy horse knights and pikemen, along with some little tokens for wards and with their levels on them. And then we've got a whole bunch of bowmen. Then we've got some man-at-arms. Here's our rule sheet. I'll get to that in a second. Then we've got a unique spellcaster and Levitor. So she's unique. He doesn't say unique, but his disc is smaller, so he's probably not as cool. And she's really expensive. She's 16 points. This is a points-based game that uses discs instead of miniatures. So this is your entire army. You don't need to go out and spend $300 on a bunch of cheap plastic miniatures that is probably going to get stepped on or broken in some way, and you don't have to paint these. So I like that a lot. Oh, here we have a Furbolg the Giant unique. Ooh, he's really tough. He's expensive though. He's 15 points. If you're playing a 100-point game, that could really put a dent in there. Then there's a troll and Urg the Really Mean. He's an orc, a unique orc. Aside from the troll, these three are unique. What's nice about this game is if you buy 2 of these boxes, you can kind of customize your set. You'll get a couple doubles of the uniques, but if you need more archers, then you could get more archers. But everything you need to really play an army is in the box. You get enough guys to play a pretty decent skirmish. And the card stock is real nice and thick. It's not cheaply made. It's by Fantasy Flight. And it is from '99, so these have held up really well. And all the stats you need are on here. The cost of the men, their toughness, their attack strength, their movement, etc. Pretty straightforward game. All the stats you need are right there. Everything you need to play. The rulebook is a fold-out map, which I don't like, but it is really nice paper, so I'll give them credit for that. It's definitely better than anything out on the market today. And the map does have the different types of movement and the player layout, spells, and basically the other types of things you can get, other products as usual. And then there's the layouts, what's on the token. I hesitate to call them pogs because that's insulting to Diskwars. All the general rules you need to play are on this sheet. So it's pretty well laid out. These ran for about 10 bucks, I think I mentioned. You can find them online for between 5 and 7. If you're looking for a miniatures type game but don't want to invest in the miniatures, this is a good alternative. They're that weird sort of game that doesn't really fit in anywhere else. It's kind of its own thing, and it's its own niche. Where Mage Knight was like the cheap, poor man's miniatures game, this is like the borderline homeless man's miniatures game. It doesn't cost a lot. You get the whole army in the box. You can customize it with another box set if you wanted to. And everything you need to play is right out of the box. You just get 2 of these of different armies and you go at each other. And some of these guys are even kind of universal looking tokens. Like some of these guys were in one of the other boxes. And there's 3 or 4 different factions. There's an undead one. There's the Ulan, and then there's, I think, another one that, I think there was an elf one too, but don't quote me on that. But yeah, it's a really cool looking game. It's very simple to play. I'm going to try and do a walkthrough because I think this one is a lot of fun. It's very underrated, and people often forget it even existed. But there is the Warhammer one out now, and I'm definitely going to pick up a copy and do an unboxing because I think it's worth checking out. If you get a chance, I recommend picking these up. These are nice quality tokens. You can fit everything you need in your box, and or a Ziploc baggie or something, and it'll be good to go, and you'll be able to play a whole game. And all you need is like a table space then, or a flat surface to put the tokens on. So I recommend giving it a try. It's easy enough to play that I think some younger players could pick it up fairly easily. It doesn't, ages 12 and up. Yeah, that's about what I figured. So Fantasy Flight, they make good stuff. So if you've ever played any of their board games, you have kind of an idea what to expect as far as quality goes. This is one of their earlier games. This is the first Fantasy Flight game I ever picked up was Diskwars, and I really liked it, and it's actually inspired me to buy other games of theirs that I probably wouldn't have normally bought. So if you get a chance, check it out. That's what's in the box for Knights of Falladir. And that's going to do it for this episode, I think. That's pretty much everything I can ramble on about this episode. So we'll see you next time on What's Inside. Thanks again for watching.